Hi guys. Um, I've been thinking about making this video for a little while. It's quite a bit different from what I usually do, which is I usually don't sit and talk into the camera for forever, however long this video is going to be. But I've noticed that a lot of people in my life, people who I care about and love very much, are dealing with a certain issue that is causing them pain. And what I'm talking about is like believing that you deserve happiness and like being the whole concept of self-love in general. A lot of people don't love themselves at all. They don't even like themselves. And I know this because about 2 or 3 years ago, I was one of those people. And trust me, by no means, I don't have anything of this figured out. I'm not like an expert on any of this because it's still something that I'm kind of working out myself. But judging from where I was, even a year ago, I feel like I'm in a much better place now than I was. And it's due to many things, which I'm going to try and, convey to you here, because maybe you can take some of those things that I've been doing and apply them to your life, and maybe they'll help you as well. As of right now, I've got like 69 people who subscribe to this channel. So, more than likely, there are some people who could be watching this right now who are dealing with the same issue. And I think it's kind of cool that I have like somewhat of a platform, even though it's not a whole lot of people. It's a lot of people to me that I wouldn't necessarily talk to in my day-to-day life that could potentially benefit from this. And I've almost felt like I need to make this video for a certain reason, and I usually don't argue with feelings like that. Which brings me to my first tip of how to start loving yourself and giving yourself the respect that you deserve. And that's what I think I'm going to title this video, because that's really the whole point of this video, is that you deserve happiness. You are a good person, you are a special person, and you deserve to be happy and to feel love and to love others. And, for a long time in my life, I hated myself, and I had to really work on changing that. And it takes working on that consistently for a long time in order to really change that. But it also makes me think of, you've ever heard that saying, like, fake it until you make it? That honestly helps a lot, because a lot of these like tips that I am going to talk about, you might roll your eyes at or be like, that's so stupid. But I promise, if you start doing some of them and incorporating them into your daily life, they'll start to stick, and then, you'll make them a habit. You almost have to, well, it's not almost, you honestly do kind of have to reframe your thinking, because your past thinking is all geared towards negativity, and that, you think hateful things about yourself all the time. I still have to stop and do that. Sometimes I'll think, well, you're so stupid. And that's not true. I'm not stupid. And you just catch yourself in that, and it becomes easier the more you practice it. So, sorry, I'm getting a little off track. But the first tip that I have is to trust your gut. I used to be a huge people pleaser. Like huge doormat. Everybody took advantage of me, walked all over me. I'm still trying to work on that, because I am a helpful person by nature. I am a caring person by nature. But you have to watch out for the people who do take advantage of that, because there are a lot. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't help people. It's great to help people. Be more wary of who you spend your time and energy on. Trust your gut. If something feels off to you, 9 times out of 10, it probably is. If someone feels off to you, 9 times out of 10, they probably are. And it's not necessarily that they're a bad person. It's that they just don't jive well with you, and that's fine. You know, there's tons of people in the world. You will find plenty who you do jive well with. I've had to actually remove certain people from my life who made me feel negative about myself and who, you know, you just have those people in your life that just kind of zap energy from you. Like, when you talk to them, you feel like you have to go to bed. I had a couple people like that in my life, and I distanced myself from them and then ultimately removed myself from them altogether, and I feel so much better. Not that they're bad people, just they're not good for my life. And I would not trust my gut a lot. I would always second guess myself. I would constantly want other people's opinions. And once I started to trust myself and listen to myself, then, you know, confidence gradually comes along with that. You start to really trust and value what you have to say. And I think once you start trusting and valuing what you have to say, you start to value yourself as a person. And I think eventually that hate that you have for yourself that is, I don't know if it's ingrained from when, you know, we were children. I don't know what it's from. I'm sure it's from several different things. But you almost have to, like, reparent yourself, as odd as that sounds. Something I try and do myself is to kind of, if I'm ever feeling stupid, or, like, if I feel like I'm in a weird situation to where I would normally be mad at myself or frustrated with myself, I will try and talk to myself like I'm my own best friend, which that sounds so corny. I'm a corny person anyway, so this stuff really goes well with me. But think of if somebody came to you with your problem, how you would tell your best friend. Just basically have more compassion for yourself, you know? Everybody is their own worst enemy, in my experience. The people that I am around are so hard on themselves, and I used to be extremely hard on myself. I still kind of am. Old habits kind of do die hard. That's one that I'm still working on. But I give myself a lot more slack now. And I really feel like that's helped a lot. Just by being easier on yourself. And just chilling out in general. Like, even lowering your expectations of other people. A lot of people depend on others for their happiness. And I think until you realize that happiness comes from you, you are going to feel an empty void for the rest of your life. You have to learn to be okay with yourself, you know, okay to be alone. And I feel like a lot of people in my life, and people in general, stay in relationships because they're afraid to be alone. But being alone is probably one of the best things that you could do, and is necessary to, you know, love yourself. I mean, I've been with Ace for over 12 years now, almost 12 years now. And we didn't necessarily have to be alone to reach happiness because we've been together all this time. But we have actively been working on ourselves together. And I think that's where the difference is. If you're with a partner who isn't wanting to change and isn't trying to work on themselves either, it's kind of going to be a little bit harder for you to do the same. And it's doubly hard if the person that you are with is the one who is zapping all of your energy, and the negative person in your life that you would prefer to distance yourself from. I think a lot of people too are so afraid of change. And I am too. I'm a Taurus. Tauruses are like, you know, what word am I looking for? known for being like stubborn and set in their ways and afraid of change. But I feel like I've tried to train myself out of that, because change used to make me panic. Change on anything. But change is necessary. Change is good. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I feel like maybe you guys get it. Just overall, be easy with yourself, because you are important, and I know that everybody who's watching this is honestly doing the best that they can. And it's okay if your best doesn't feel like it's good enough, but trust me, you're good enough, and you deserve love, and you deserve happiness. And honestly, we hold the power to achieve those things. You are in control of your life. You can make a change today that will change your entire life. You can make a decision today that would alter the course of the rest of your life. You have that power. And it's fear that's holding everybody back. And if we could just learn to kind of manage the fear, then I think everyone would be a lot happier. Another little stupid tip that I try to do is do something for yourself every day that makes you happy. Like for me, and this is stupid, but I really enjoy like taking a bath and like catching up on social media, or like playing a game at the end of the day. Like, try and have something that you do every day that relaxes you. We can get really caught up in our own routines and being busy all the time and feeling frazzled and anxious and stressed. But if you take maybe like 20 minutes for yourself, then that could really kind of, help. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with all this, but I really feel like maybe a few people in my life needed to hear this, and that's why it was kind of bugging me, and I wanted to turn on the camera just to talk to everybody. But yeah, so I mean, I know it's really hard to learn how to love yourself, and I'm still doing it myself. I think I'm pretty cool, but like, I'm not as BFF with myself as I should be. But I mean, who is? So, if you guys ever need to talk to anybody, I'm always here. You can comment down below. You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. If you Facebook me, I'll give you my cell phone number and we can chit chat. I'm here for whoever wants to talk, because I know how those feelings feel, And I just want you guys to know that you really do deserve happiness. And you deserve to feel like you have a good life. And I don't know anybody, or I don't know all of the people who are watching this, but I guarantee that I love all of you. And all of you have something that is special and unique, and you are important to the world, and you have a very important part in the world. And sometimes we just hold ourselves back, but you can change it instantly. I don't care if you're 78 years old, you can change it tomorrow. It's never too late, and you just have to believe in yourself, because you really are a very important person. I don't know. It's probably about time to go into my doctor's appointment. So, I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry for the weird video. I just want you guys to know that I love you all, and I hope you know that you're important. Okay.